everyone ends up with their favorite scissor or cutting device when they're sewing. I'm going to show you the different tools that I have gotten and which are my favorite and why. So to start with, 3 of these tools are made by the company Gingher. That's Gingher. I'm going to go from the left to the right. This is one of my very favorite scissors. I ordered this from Wawa. This is called the Gingher Knife Edge Applique Trimmer. It describes it as having a paddle-shaped blade that pushes away the bottom layer of fabric for a flawless, controlled cut. I often use this if I'm trimming something like an almost finished project where you want to cut off something, maybe a little bit of hanging thread, maybe a little bit of extra fabric. This helps me avoid cutting a hole where I otherwise may have accidentally cut a little bit of a hole. I love these. They're lightweight. They're really easy to handle. There are definitely situations where this is just most comfortable. I like to go to estate sales sometimes and pick up sewing items. I got these snippers or clippers. They're pretty dull. I'm not quite sure how to sharpen them. I love how lightweight they are, and if I just need to snip something, it's very easy, but I haven't really gotten into the habit of using these. The jury's still out on these. These 2, this came in a pack of 2, and I'm not sure if I got these at Joann or Amazon, but these are really easy to use snippers. You're at the machine and you need to snip off a loose thread or just like a little, grab a little something. I think that these are very easy to use and probably ergonomically better than getting your fingers in here trying to snip. You can just kind of pick this up and snip it. So I also love that it comes in a pack of 2 because I can leave one in one spot and one in another, and you know how it is. You can never find your scissors when you need them. So this is a newer purchase. These are the Gingher pinking shears. So as you can see here, there's a serrated edge kind of thing. These are really good when you are cutting fabrics like silk and other things where there's fraying, or if you want to finish off the end of a fabric and you don't have an overlocker, you're not using like an overlock stitch, this will help give it a professional finish. These are heavier than I expected, so they're not, in my opinion, the easiest to manage. I'm probably going to use these when I need to, but I do like the finish that the pinking shear gives. Let's show an example here. It looks kind of nice, huh? Looks pretty. So kind of heavyweight, but anyways, they've got their purpose. These are probably my favorites. These are Gingher's, and my aunt gave me these. I don't know why she randomly had them. I love this. Compared to the pinking shears, these are much lighter weight, much more manageable. These are my favorite everyday scissors for cutting most fabrics, and I probably get the most use out of this one, and definitely followed by this gal here. This is a rotary blade, and I have used this on and off since I've started sewing. This is fantastic for cutting fabric. This is very good for even ends. As an example, you see here, this is a little bit of a frayed end. I have this on my cutting mat. You do need a cutting mat when you're working with a rotary blade. Otherwise, you're going to cut through your countertop. And be very careful and protect your fingers. And look at this. Perfect. This is really nice when you're working with a very fragile fabric like silk, something very light, something that might have frayed edges, but generally I just find this to be great. Every now and then you do need to replace the blade. You can also sharpen the blade at times. I saw a YouTube video once where they showed to fold a few sides together of aluminum foil and run the blade along the aluminum foil, and that will help sharpen it. That's been helpful, but after some time you do need to replace the blade. I have a few extras here for when I need to. Just make sure that you're getting the right size. This is a Fiskars 45 millimeter. Be mindful that just like using a knife in the kitchen, a dull blade tends to be more dangerous than a sharp blade. That's because when you're cutting with a dull blade and it's not working, you're getting more into it, you're more likely to have a slip and an accident. So it's better to use something that is in good sharp shape, and this is very sharp. You're going to want to close this when you're done. Take it from your accident-prone friend here. And here it says heavy and light. So I guess this works with heavy or light fabric. I've actually never used this feature before. I'm kind of just noticing it now, so we'll have to check that out and maybe make some use of that. I like that it has this little hole here, so I can just put it right into my pegboard behind me. Anyways, last but not least is this sharpener. Here is a little spot for your thumb and your finger. This is meant to put in your blade and do this. So you're supposed to be sharpening like this. I've had mixed results with this, probably because I haven't used it that much. That's probably a result of me just not having a lot of confidence in the process. I forget what brand it is. But anyways, if you have a local garden store, there will be people that come in every now and then to sharpen knives, and there are probably opportunities to get any blades sharpened here. It can be very helpful every now and then to get a professional sharpening. Anyways, I'm curious what your favorite scissor is and why. Yeah, get cutting.
Chicken wing, hot dog, and